The United States deployed sea and air military assets after the Russian Navy made true its threat of sending naval vessels with nuclear missile capabilities to its Cuban allies. News.com has learned that both the U.S. and Russian naval activity was detected on an open-to-the-public online resource, marinetraffic.com, where Moscow's fleet was noted passing within 30 miles of the American coast. Nikolai Chyper, a heavy-duty Navy tugboat in the Russian fleet, came as close as 26 miles to Florida's Key Largo Island on the morning of Tuesday, June 11, forcing a response from U.S. military officials. Defense analysis website, The War Zone, TWZ, reported that it received a statement from the U.S. Northern Command, saying, "In accordance with standard procedures, we've been actively monitoring the Russian ships as they transit the Atlantic Ocean within international waters. Air and maritime assets under U.S. Northern Command have conducted operations to ensure the defense of the United States and Canada," it continued. The ships that made the trip consisted of the missile frigate, Admiral Gorshkov, and the ultra-stealthy nuclear-powered submarine, the Kazan. Both vessels are believed to be capable of launching Onyx supersonic anti-ship cruise missiles and projectiles belonging to the Caliber family, making them capable of striking land-based targets. Pro-Kremlin media claimed that the warships were carrying Zircon hypersonic missiles. These weapons are said to pack jet engines capable of Mach 6 flight and can also be adapted to nuclear warheads. According to the online news outlet, Clash Report, via X, Kazan and Admiral Gorshkov conducted simulated missile strikes, firing on imaginary targets more than 300 miles away on the same day the U.S. Navy became aware of them. The two vessels will be supported by the aforementioned Nikolai Chyper, which is just over 300 feet long and around 60 feet wide, and the fleet oil tanker, Pashin. Despite all of this information, the U.S. Northern Command insists that the visit is merely routine. Russia's deployments are part of routine naval activity which pose no direct threat or concern to the United States, it assured TWZ. Another factor clashing with the Northern Command's statement is the timing of the Russian flotilla's visit. The Kremlin's plans to send a small naval fleet reached the U.S. through unofficial channels and followed hot on the heels of President Joe Biden's decision to permit the use of U.S. weapons on Russian turf. Leading up to the decision, Ukraine publicly approached its donors for said purpose, triggering a slew of threats from President Vladimir Putin and his cronies. Cuban authorities have mirrored U.S. officials' attempts to play down Russia's maneuver, claiming that the vessels would not be carrying nuclear weapons, and thus, they do not pose a danger to the region, per Diario de Cuba.